I'm super excited about my econ because of the freedom, the flexibility that it allowed for me and my family to have. Before my econ, I was in the military and we had more month than we had money. After applying the strategies and using the system, we've been able to cash flow up to $700,000. I have retired without having to get a retirement job, and my wife is on the same path to retire within the next 2 years so we could just live our life on purpose and with our kids. That's why I'm excited about my econ.
Hey guys, welcome. What this is today, we're going to be doing episode 2, and we'll be diving right into that. Episode 2, we'll be talking about As a Man Thinketh with James Allen. So you can actually get the free PDF. You can just type in James Allen As a Man Thinketh, and they also put free PDF as well, and then you'll pull that up as well, and you can read that along. We'll be looking at different excerpts, but the thing is, we're going to be focusing on mindset, because what I've been noticing is, over my years of being in business and those types of things, then it's not about, can the individual do it? It's about, will they do it? Okay. It's not about, do I know, is it the how out there? Right. Everything is written in books. If you want to learn how to be skinny, wealthy, healthy, right? It's a book written about that. So the biggest thing is how to discipline our minds to get to the end goal that we really want to do. And so many times, we look for different things to, excite us. We look for different things to make us feel a certain kind of way in order for us to make a move, right? We look for maybe emotionalism or whatever that may be, to cause us to do what we know that we should do, instead of us just saying, hey, I'm going to discipline myself. I'm going to create better habits. I'm not going to be upset because of failures or because of downturns, because I understand that life is a journey. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint, and it's built up for those of us that are willing to fail faster. Okay, so that's what we see majority of the times. Like we said, Michael Jordan has often said that, I don't know the exact quote, but he's often said that, hey, I've made so many different game-winning shots, but I've missed a whole lot more, right? And so even the people that are like the batters, at baseball, okay, you make a hit, 3 times out of 10, right? 3 times out of 10, that's normally failure. That's 30% of the time. But really and truly, because they're striking out 7 out of 10. But if you can hit the ball 3 times out of 10, you can make $1 million in baseball. Okay. So what you got to see is this: what is life really? Not what people are telling you, but what life really is. And life is simply seed time and harvest. Okay. And so let's dive into that and see exactly what we're talking about when we mention seed time and harvest. Okay. So as we're looking into here, the biggest thing that we're talking about is because life is happening to us all, right? The rain, it happens, or it rains on the just and the unjust, right? And so what happens is we need to find out what is something that is safe, is secure, that we can latch on to, that would tell us exactly how to get to this particular end goal. And the reason that, there's this shiny object syndrome where, we move from here to here is because there's a calling on the inside of us. There's this something that is inspiring us to do this, that, or the other. Okay. And the biggest thing is there is money that is in the way. There's an issue, a challenge, and it's the money. Why I say money? Because you're on the job generally because you need the money to do the things that you want to do. So if you had all the money in the world, or the assets that would pay you, the cash necessary to pay your expenses, then majority of the times, I say 50–60% of people wouldn't keep their jobs. Okay. So what it is if we want to pursue that things that's within us, that purpose, that end goal, right? What we have to do is design a life that works. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to say, okay, where am I putting my time? Where am I putting my seeds? Okay, what I mean by that is majority of the times, we graduate, and because we graduated, now we have, bills, we have expenses, we have now children, now we have a house, we have, different types of bills that are coming out. So now we got to get this job, and, now we got to get a better job, or either we got to get more education so we can move up in this job. And then we end up in a place to where we really don't want to be, because we're being fueled by the money needed to do the things that we really want to do. So what we want to do is we show you how to set the mindset so that you can attract the things that you want. Because what they say, the mindset is your point of attraction. Your mindset says that, hey, where does my blessings flow? Okay, so think about it like this: when you have you purchase a yellow Corvette, right? And this yellow Corvette, you've been wanting it for a while. Just say yellow car. It don't even be yellow Corvette. So now you're looking around and you're driving. Now you see this yellow car everywhere. Everybody has a yellow Corvette or a yellow car, right? You now, because you have one, you recognize it everywhere. It's not that everybody just went and bought one just because you got one, right? No, of course not. But it's what we call the reticular activating system. Is the RAS. It just simply says that, hey, whatever you focus on the most, it's what's going to be attracted to you. Okay, so the thing is, like, when we having bad relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, the thing is, if we continually focus on the bad that happened and try to ward off, that bad from happening again, only thing we're going to do is attract the same bad to us, because that's our level of focus. Okay, so let's look at it. Circumstances do not make the man; it reveals him to himself. Right. So that simply means that what we are doing in life, and as we are walking through life, what you are walking through is what you thought about previously. So what you woke up to today and you see right now is because of how you've been thinking, previously. Even if what happened to you was the definitely cause of something else exterior to you, but now what you have to do is, how are you going to think about what happened to you? Okay, so when you get to that level, you understand that, hey, it is my decision at this point in time to dictate to myself, okay, hey, this is going to be good, this is going to be bad. And according to that, that's how you're going to see everything else coming into your life. Okay, so what we end up doing is revolving our life around what has happened. So that brings us to a point to where we believe that we're in a constant cycle. Okay, I'm always attracting this type of person, or I'm always getting done like this, or I'm always going through this type of thing. But at the same time, you got people like myself, others that always think positive, say, man, I'm always getting into something good, right? Even though something bad just happened. Okay. So, you got to take a time, of course, to recognize it. I'm not saying not be in, being not be human. Of course, you have emotions. But just like we said, you have emotions. You are not emotions. And so many times we have become those emotions. Okay. And see, you as a individual, you are not any one emotion, right? The emotion is just simply the energy that you put into it in motion. That's the emotion that you're putting out. Say, for instance, if you're sad, you're putting more energy into that sadness, right? And that becomes your emotion. Right. If you're mad, people that, get into that, whoever, you put more energy into that motion, or that feeling of mad. Right. So that becomes your emotion. Right. So what we want to do is we want to set ourselves a specific habit, a specific discipline, and say, I think like this, right? No matter what comes in, no matter what comes at me, no matter what the news says, no matter what media, no matter what social media, no matter what, I think like this, right? And how do I know that my thoughts are good? How do I know what I should be putting in my thoughts? You put in your thoughts the things that are going to bring you good. Okay. So that's the biggest thing. So you say, well, Michael, what do I follow if I want to do X, Y, and Z? You don't. You do a collaboration until you know specifically in your purpose where you are needing to go, then what you have to do is you have to pick and pull from the library of experience. Okay. So as you're going through life, you're particularly saying that, hey, this was happened. I didn't like that. This happened. I did like that. Okay. This over here happened. I would rather it happen like this. Okay. When you get to that thought pattern, now you put those into words. You saying, okay, I am always on time. I am always filled with joy and laughter. I am always making others happy, without making myself unhappy, so whatever those things are, you go into the present and you start declaring, and that's how you start to get your day, and that's how you become impervious. That's how you become, and you put on a bulletproof vest to those things that are surrounding you. You say, how do I make sure that I am not involved into the trauma that I went through before? My mom went through, my dad went through, my sister go through, my race went through, right? How do I ensure? You cannot stop yourself from going through the trauma, because the thing is, as soon as you declare that you're going into a certain direction, as soon as you declare that that's the word that you are speaking coming from you is going into a positive and purposeful direction, understand the world is not purposefully positive, no matter what anybody thinks, right? The world itself is more contained with the negative thoughts and opinions of others. Okay. So what we got to do is focus upon our positivity, so that now, no matter what comes in and out, we understand that we are the fountain of life. You see what I'm saying? What comes out of the heart, right, is the abundance of that you put in there. So if you have a issue or a challenge with getting over a particular habit, that's because you continually feed that habit. You continually put your energy in motion toward that habit. Okay. So now this habit brings you a lot of emotion. And so those two things are tied together, so that you can't see that you yourself is not the habit, or not the habit, and you are not the emotion that's going on. So what you have to do is understand how to get yourself in a place to where you are responding and not reacting to life. And how do you do that? You continually put words into you that have been proven. You follow strategies, you follow principles, right? Not the people themselves, unless the people or you point you toward the strategies that are getting you to your end goal. Okay. And as we read, no such conditions can exist as descending into vice and its attendant sufferings apart from vicious inclinations, or ascending into virtue and its pure happiness without the continued cultivation of virtuous aspirations. So you just put a lot of words in there, but basically what he's saying is that, hey, if you don't think, life is not going to come any differently to how you think. If your aspirations are low, then that's exactly what you're going to reach. As they say, hey, if I want to, reach the stars, let me go ahead and set that up there. Even if I miss the stars, guess what? I land among the moon. I land on the moon. Okay. So it's still higher than the earth. And you see what I'm saying? So you set your lofty goals, you set your aspirations high, and you speak positively as you're getting toward those. And you don't let the negativity that's coming at you, because it's natural. You set your face like flint, and you know that something's going to come towards you. Okay. Understand, negativity has to come, but it doesn't matter who or what it comes through. Recognize it, speak to it, and then go around. You see what I'm saying? Don't let it get within you. Okay. Because once again, out of the abundance of the heart, it's what speaks. So we having trouble with, not some people have trouble with being mad, just that's just the way I am. No, that's just the way you've been trained. Okay. I don't care how old you are, 20, 30, 60, 80, it doesn't matter. That's how you've been trained. Okay. Because first and foremost, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a perfect creation. So the thing is, now what do you do is you have to recognize, okay, what is my purpose? What am I being drawn to? What are my proclivities in this life? Do I want to help men, women, children? And what area do I want to help that? Do I just need to get myself into a place? What is it that I really want to do with this life that I've been given? Okay. And so look at what he says in the second paragraph here. Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. Their whims, fancies, and ambitions are thwarted at every step. But their inmost thoughts and desires are fed with their own food, be it foul or clean, right? The power of life and death is in the tongue, period, right? So what is it that is coming out the majority of the times? It's what we put inside ourselves. Okay, so if you're talking majority about, and don't get me, if you're talking majority about, sports, or majority you're talking about what happened in the news, or what is it that you're speaking about? Is it something that's edifying, right? Is it something that is going to declare into your future, and that that's a seed planted? It's going to be good for you. You know what I'm saying? So we have to consistently think about that. Just as we will get up and clock into a job and work ourselves, or 10, 12 hours, you got to do the same thing with your person. Okay. And then when you do that with your person, you get disciplined with that, and you create that habit. We'll do certain things for other people because, once again, it's about the money that we're doing it for. The money brings the security and the quote unquote safety. So you can get yourself to a place of understanding, okay, how does money work? And then in order to work the money, I have to get personal growth and development. Okay, because you have to become a bigger vase. Okay, you have to stretch yourself in order to attract more. You see what I'm saying? So only thing that we can attract now is that we've learned first through 12th grade generally. If there's no other books being read, then you have this slim understanding of who you really are. Okay, because the only thing you've been told is what you've been given. Okay, so you have to dive in and see, okay, what is it that I truly am? Okay. So as it says here, in the light of this truth, what then is the meaning of fighting against circumstances? It means that a man is continually revolting against an effect, okay, while all the time he is nourishing and preserving its cause in his heart. So what he's saying is that, hey, as we wrap this up, you're fighting against the effect. Okay, let's look at it. You have a cause, the thing that actually made this happen, and then you have the effect, right? So like say, for instance, you throw a pebble into the water. The pebble itself was the cause, but the ripples that you see in the water are the effects. Okay. So you can't stop the ripples in the water unless you stop the rock that's being thrown into the water. Okay. So the thing is, with your life, you can't consistently affect the effects. Okay. You can't fight against the effects of life. And the effects are what you've been speaking. You're seeing the effects all around you. So what you have to do is shut your mind to the effects, and then get yourself or by yourself for a little while, and then put inside of yourself what you want to see in your future, right? If you want to have better health, then you have to implant the information about better health and then implement that into action. And then that action has to become what? Energy. And you put the energy in motion, right? And then that becomes the emotion that drives you to consistently do the habit to do the best thing that you can do with your health. Same thing with finances, right? You have to do what? You have to get involved with the information about the principles, the strategies about wealth. Okay. You can't go and just continually just plug into this person here, and get a little bit here, a little bit there, and then not have, and then think you're going to have what you need. You see what I'm saying? Follow principles. Okay. Find if there's an individual, of course, we all follow individuals, but the individual has to be preaching principles, not just charismatic approach to life. Not just because the person's, looks good, not just because it's what they're saying. Okay. So now, this right here, as we wrap this up here, like I say, it's about your morning inspiration, because every day you have to set an intention. Every day you can't wake up and just react to what life is giving you, because you're reacting to the causes that you've been thinking along the life that you've been living. You see what I'm saying? So if you continually do that, then what's going to happen is you're going to consistently fight against the things that are out there without changing the thing that's causing what's out there. Okay. So as we were reading Think and Grow Rich, right? That's by Napoleon Hill, right? We went over the principles, right? Those types of things that's necessary to get your mindset in place, and then the principles to think about. Now, as a man thinketh, by what we're looking at here, as a man thinketh drives you to understand why you think. and to evaluate your thoughts. Okay. But the biggest thing that helped me was to be able to think about what I'm thinking about. Okay. And then slow down enough to think about it. Okay. So guys, that's what I wanted to do today. And just to wrap that up and just to, episode 2. And what I want to make sure of is that, these will be recorded. You can drop in and I do my post because I like to revisit my page and give myself inspiration. I like for anybody to pop into my page and grab some level of understanding, of those that want to grab that, because there's so many that they say they want. I would say it's a lot. It's a great percentage of people that say they want this particular goal. But when something negative happens, then that shakes them away from their goal. Okay. Or when something happens to like the 2020, pandemic, right? And then, it shakes you away from maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe, or somebody that you hold in high esteem, says something against that, not a principle, but it says that, hey, maybe you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. Okay. What is it that shakes you, off of your foundation? Do you have a sure foundation? Okay. Make sure what you are putting inside of you is good food, right? Once again, if you want to hide anything from the ignorant, place it in a book. So what we do at the Real University, R.E.A.L simply stands for Renewing Excellence and Advancing Leadership. Study to show thyself approved. Right. So guys, y'all have a good one. I appreciate you tuning in as always. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.